Aron da się ja tedy szkiźni. Ako ajit sinat ani Herman Daniels się ni tas tado sashi ja shna asta da nacht. Kon so ja pendo ahen hidini do list. The Chamber of Commerce, Chairman of the Board, Jan Sligo, this morning she presented net do list.
Thank you. Department of Justice, are you on the line? None? Okay, moving down on to the agenda. Number 3, reviewing and approving the agenda. Ms. Begay, could you read the agenda, please? Ms. Begay?
Mr. Chair and members of the committee, I was on mute. Resource Development Committee of the 24th Navajo Nation Council, teleconferencing RDC regular meeting, January 2021, 10 a.m. Agenda, presiding Ricky Nash, chairperson, Tom Walker Jr., vice chairperson. 1, calling meeting to order, roll call, invocation, announcement. 2, recognizing guests and visiting official. 3, reviewing and approving the agenda. 4, reviewing and approving the journals. 5, receiving report. A, report from Navajo Oil and Gas Enterprise. B, an update report from Navajo Arts and Craft Enterprise. C, a report from the Net Chamber of Commerce. 6, old business none. 7, new business. A, legislation 000321. B, legislation 000421. C, legislation 000821. D, approving to reschedule leadership meeting with Navajo Tribal Utility Authority. Recommended date is February 2nd, 2021. 8, conclusion of committee meeting, other announcement and adjournment. Mr. Chair and members of the committee.
Thank you very much, Ms. Begay. Nanta. I'd like to establish a motion and a second.
Chairman Kellen.
Honorable Begay, motion, second by?
I'll second, Chair.
Okay. Thank you for that. Any questions? I believe we need to have an amendment to add to the agenda. Amendment 1 motion will be for DCD, Ado, and Dr. Yellowman and Sam Woods, consultant to Division of Natural Resources, in reference to 500 megawatts. Ajabanan Nishigishi Kniga. So we would like to have a motion for that, Amendment 1. And
Chairman, I'll motion Freeland.
Honorable Freeland, thank you. Is there a second? Is there a second? Honorable members of RDC, there's a motion for Amendment 1 to add DCD, Dr. Yellowman, and Sam Woods report on 500 megawatts. Is there a second?
Chair, this is Daniel. Go ahead.
Honorable Daniels, thank you very much. Is there any questions on Amendment 1? Is there any additions?
Mr. Chair and members of the committee, that will be 2 separate reports, one coming from DCDC and the other one coming from DNR. Mr. Chair, members of the committee.
Thank you. So there's 2. They're both separate. DCD by Dr. Yellowman, DNR will be Mr. Sam Woods on the 500 megawatts. Honorable Freeland, Viga.
Viga, hey, Chairman.
Okay. Honorable Daniels.
Yes, Chair, yes.
Okay. Any questions? None. Hakukoshila will vote on Amendment 1. Honorable Freeland, how do you vote?
Green.
Honorable Stewart. Honorable Stewart.
Yes.
We're voting on Amendment 1.
Yeah, green, Chair.
Okay. Honorable Begay.
Chairman Keelan votes green. Thank you.
Okay. Honorable Vice Chair Walker.
Chair, I vote green.
Honorable Daniels. Honorable Daniels. Honorable Daniels. Okay, we have a vote of 4, 0 opposed, 1 abstain. Please put your phones on mute. Ashwara. Please put your phones on mute. Motion carries for Amendment 1 with a vote of 4 in favor, 0 opposed, chair not voting. Let's go back to the main motion. Any other questions, comments, changes?
Chairman,
Yes.
this is Delia Freeland. I wanted to see if we could add a report on Crown Point Hotel.
I forgot that. Oh, then and I remember you text that to us. So, are you going to motion again for Amendment 2?
Yes, Chairman.
Okay. Amendment 2, motion by Honorable Freeland to add report for Crown Point Hard Rock Hotel, right?
Yes,
Thank you.
yes, sir.
Is there a,
Economic Development.
okay, is there a second?
Second, Chair. Stewart.
Okay, thank you, Shutsila. Any questions? Honorable Freeland, how do you vote?
Green.
Honorable Stewart?
Green.
Honorable Keelan Begay?
Chairman Keelan votes green. Thank you.
Honorable Vice Chair Walker?
Chair, I vote green.
Honorable Daniels? We have a vote of 4 in favor, 0 opposed, chair not voting. Motion carries for Amendment 2. Back to the main motion, Shanant. Any questions on the main motion? If not, we'll put it to a vote. Honorable Freeland, how do you vote, sir?
Green.
Honorable Stewart?
Green.
Honorable Begay?
Delegate Keelan votes green. Thank you.
Honorable Walker?
Chairman, I vote green.
Honorable Daniels? We have a vote of 4 in favor, 0 opposed, chair not voting. Motion carries for the main motion. Back to the agenda.
Chair, this is Daniels. Did you get my vote?
Samantha, let me go back to the main motion, okay, of the agenda. Just for clarification, there was a motion by Honorable Kealan Begay and second by Honorable Vice Chair Thomas Walker Jr. The vote was 5 in favor, 0 opposed, chair not voting. The amendment 1, the motion was by Honorable Mark Freeland and second by Honorable Daniels. And Honorable Daniels lost reception there, so the vote was 4 in favor, 0 opposed, chair not voting. Next, a request by Honorable Freeland for Amendment 2 to add Crown Point Hotel report by Division of Economic Development. Second by Honorable Wilson Stewart. The vote was 4 in favor, 0 opposed, and chair not voting. And this is also where Honorable Daniels lost reception. So when we voted on the main motion, Honorable Daniels came back online with us. So he's having bad reception out at Monument Valley, just for clarification purpose. So there's no reviewing and approving journals, Nanta. There's none receiving reports. You want to move forward with reports, or do you want to go to new business? If so, we'd like to have a motion to suspend the floor rules.
Chairman, I'll motion.
Okay, thank you. Motion to suspend floor rules by Honorable Freeland. Is there a second?
Chairman, I'll second. This is Thomas Walker.
Okay. Suspending the floor rules is to go to new business directly. So, any questions? None. Honorable Freeland, how do you vote, sir?
Green.
Thank you. Honorable Stewart?
Green.
Okay. Honorable Begay?
Delegate Kealan votes green. Thank you.
Thank you. Honorable Vice Chair Walker?
Chairman, I vote green.
Honorable Daniels?
I vote green, Chair. Thank you.
Okay, we have a vote of 5 in favor, 0 opposed, chair not voting. Motion carries to suspend the floor rules and go to new business. None. New business. The first legislation is 0003-21. Sponsor, Honorable Carl Slater. Mr. Slater, are you on the line, sir? Honorable Slater, are you on the line? At 10. Legislation on B 0004-21. We have Honorable Stewart with us. So, Ms. Begay, could you read that into the record, please?
I know.
Ms. Begay?
Mr. Chair, members of the committee, you have legislative summary sheet for tracking number 000421. The legislative summary sheet dated February 11, 2021. And title of the resolution, I'll read that off of the main legislation, Mr. Chair. Let me go to the heading of the main legislation. You have legislation 00421. This legislation prime sponsor is Wilson Stewart Jr. RDC will have final authority. This is an action relating to Resource Development Committee waiving the Navajo Nation Road Fund regulations, pending TCDC JN, amending TCDC JN 2506 RDCS 5814, RDC S6114, RDC D 9015, RDC AP 2216, RDC MY 4718, RDC MY 5217, and RDC CO 8318. By approving the Navajo Nation Division of Transportation Navajo Nation Road Fund project budget extension in the amount of $6,222,719.15 to allow the funds for 43 road projects to be used beyond the date of the fiscal years in which the funds were allocated or extended. Excuse me. Being enacted, Section 1, Authority. The Resource Development Committee is an oversight committee for the Navajo Nation Division of Transportation and is the oversight committee for the Navajo Nation Road Fund Regulation. 25 NNC Section 502C1. See also RDCJN 3614.
You didn't answer.
Section 2 findings. A, the Navajo Nation Road Fund Regulation, as approved by our resolution RDCJN 3614, regulate the Navajo Nation Road Fund, which is funded by the fuel access tax. These regulations state at Section 8, use of unexpended funds, in quote, any unexpended funds within the fiscal year shall be reverted back to the fund balance and eligible for reallocation for the following fiscal years specified in Section 5, eligible road maintenance and road improvement activities. B, the Resource Development Committee and its predecessor, the Transportation Community Development Committee, previously approved TCDC JN 2506, RDCS 51814, RDCS 6114, RDCD 9015, RDCAP 2020, RDCAP 2216, RDCMY 4718, which were road fund allocation or reallocation to various nomination road fund projects. These resolutions with select exhibits omitted are attached as exhibits 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, respectively. C, the Resource Development Committee approved RDCMY 5217, which granted a project extension date of September 30, 2018 to various nomination road fund projects originating in fiscal years 2003, 2005, 2006, 2007, 2014, 2015. RDCMY 5217 with select exhibits omitted is attached as Exhibit 7. B, the Resource Development Committee approved RDCO 8318, which granted a project extension date of September 30, 2020 to various nomination fund road fund projects originating in fiscal years 2006, 2007, 2014, 2015, and 2016. This resolution with select exhibits omitted is attached as Exhibit 8. E, in a letter from the Roads Department, NDOT, Department Manager, dated August 13, 2020, attached as Exhibit 9. The Nomination Division of Transportation described a request for project budget extensions for 43 road fund projects to allow the funds to be used beyond the date of the fiscal years in which the funds were allocated. This letter states that the extension is necessary to provide NDOT project managers additional time to fully and properly complete each project. F, the requested project extension from various business units listed in Exhibit 10 were allocated in the fiscal year 2006, 2014, 2015, 2016, and 2018. G, the SMIS job status inquiry reports for 43 road fund project business unit accounts as of August 2020 are attached as Exhibit 11. H, although the accounts have lapsed, the funds in the accounts listed in Exhibit 10 have not been reverted back to the road fund balance. I, the exhibit branch, has completed an executive review process. The Office of the OMB and Office of the Controller, Department of Justice have indicated the document is sufficient. These approvals are provided in Exhibit 12. Section 3, waiving the nomination road fund regulation, RDC JN 3614 by preventing the unexpended funds from reverting to the nomination road fund balance. The Resource Development Committee waives nomination road fund regulation RDC JN 36-14, allowing unexpended funds within the fiscal year from reverting back to the nomination road fund balance. Section 4, amending RDC JN 2506 by extending select project dates to September 30, 2022. A, the Resource Development Committee, predecessor, Transportation Community Development through TCDC JN 2506 approved the allocation of several fuel excise tax projects listed in Exhibit A of TCDC JN 2506, attached as Exhibit Exhibit 1, B, the Resource Development Committee amends TCDC JN 2506 to extend the project date for Black Mesa Bus Route Drainage CO 1303 and Pueblo, Colorado Wash Crossing CO 1305 through September 30, 2022. Section 5, amending RDCS 5814 by extending select project dates to September 30, 2022. A, the Resource Development Committee through RDC 58-14 approved the reallocation of several fuel excise tax projects listed as Exhibit A of RDCS 5814 and is attached as Exhibit 2. B, the Resource Development Committee amends RDCS-5814 to extend the project date for Tuahadile Road Fund Improvement CO 1506 and Low Water Crossing CO 1507 through September 30, 2022 to allow for project completion. Section 6, amending RDC 6114 by extending select project date to September 30, 2022. A, the resource, A, RDCS 6114 approved the allocation of several fuel excise project listed in Exhibit A of RDCS 6114 is attached here to as Exhibit 3. B, the Resource Development Committee amends RDCS 6114 with -B14 excuse me, to extend the project date for for Defiance Route 112, CO 1514, Delcon N9837, CO 1519, Ship Route N546, CO 11521, Red Valley N5020, CO 1524, Kayenta N106, and N591, CO 1530, Shanto N128, CO 1531, Black Mesa Low Water Crossing, N8065, N8066, CO 1544, Chinle Agency Road Improvement, CO 1547 to September 30, 2022, to allow for project completion. Section 7, amending RDC 9015 by extending select project date to September 30, 2022. RDC D 9015 approved the allocation of several fuel excise tax projects listed in Exhibit A of RDC D-90-15 and is attached as Exhibit 4. B, the Resource Development Committee amends RDC D-90-15 to extend the project dates for Window Rock Airport, CO 1560, NDOT Road Project Preliminary, CO 15564, Jettato Skunk Springs, 9102, CO 1564, White Horse Lake Maintenance Yard, CO 1567 to September 30, 22, to allow for project completion. Section 8, amending RDC AP 2216 by extending select project date to September 30, 22. RDC AP 2216 approved allocation of several fuel excise projects listed in Exhibit A. RDC AP-22-16 is attached as Exhibit 5. B, the Resource Development Committee amends the RDC AP 2216 to extend the project dates for 14th Pine Street lighting, CO 1575, Pinon N8030, Gravel, CO 1576, Inscription House N16 Culvert, CO 1577, Navajo County Gravel Crushing, CO 1579, Coconino County School Bus Route, CO 158, September 30, 22, to allow for project completion.
Ms. Begay, could you pause one moment? Ashwara, someone needs to mute their phones. Please mute your phones. Thank you. Go ahead, Ms. Begay.
Section 9, amending RDC MY 5217 and RDC CO 8318. The nomination hereby amends RDC MY 5217 by extending the completion date to September 30, 22 with regards to TCDC JN 2506 Black Mesa Bus Route Drainage, CO 1303 Pueblo, Colorado Washing, CO 1305 Resolution RDC 5814 Project.
Please mute your phone. Please mute your phone.
Improvement, CO 1506B. The nomination hereby amends RDCO 8318 by extending the completion date of September 30, 2022 with regards to TCDC JN 2506 project, Black Mesa route drainage CO 1303 Pueblo, Colorado, Washington, CO 1305, resolution RDCS 5814 project. Flageolet Road Improvement CO 1506 and Low Water Crossing CO 1507, resolution RDC 6114 project. Fort Defiance Route 112 CO 1514 Delcon Route N9337 CO 1519 Shiprock Road N546 CO 1521 Red Valley Route N5020 CO 1524 Chienta N106 and N591 CO 1530 Shanto N128 CO 1531 Flat Mesa Low Water Crossing in 8065 and 8066 CO 14544 Chinley Agency Road Improvement CO 1547 RDCD 9015 project. Window Rock Airport CO 1560 NDOT Road Project Preliminary CO 1564 Jetito Skunk Spring 9102 CO 1564 and White Horse Lake Maintenance Yard CO 1567. The exhibits that are identified in the content of the legislation, they are all attached to the packet that I sent you this morning or yesterday. You will note that the packet was posted on council website on January 11, 2021, and became eligible for RDC's consideration on January 16, 2021. There is no comments received. Mr. Chair, members of the committee, there are 93 pages of the document for your consideration. Mr. Chair.
Thank you very much, Ms. Begay, for reading legislation 0004-21. Honorable members of RDC would like to establish a motion and a second.
A motion, Freeland.
Thank you, Honorable Freeland. Second by? Is there a second?
Callan.
Honorable Begay, thank you very much. Honorable Wilson Stewart Jr., you have the floor, sir.
And this legislation is, as stated, using the extending the cost on the funds, and this is a project by NDOT, and I do see Mr. Blackhorse on the line as well. So I don't know if they have anything, but the main person I was working with on this one was Marlinda and also Joe Peterman, but I know that NDOT does have these projects, and the projects were read to you as well. I do not know if Mr. Blackhorse wants to add anything else in detail to this, but this is what was given to us as well. So Mr. Blackhorse.
Good morning,
Mr.
sir.
Blackhorse, you have the floor, sir.
Good morning, Chair and members of the RDC. Good morning. Two things. Right now, my division director, Mr. Garrett Silversmith, is listening in, but before he comes on, there are two things, two things that I want to point out. In the legislation amount of $6,222,719.15 actually, it is 39 cents short. The correct amount should be $6,222,719.54. And that is described in the correct amount in your packet of Exhibit 10. The Exhibit 10, the second page. Akoko, it does indicate in there that of the amount that I just read of $6,222,719.54. Just that change. That is on page 1 of 5 on line 15. Akoko, Mr. Garrett Silversmith, are you on, sir?
Good
morning.
Mr. Blackhorse. Thank you, Mr. Blackhorse, for that. Mr. Silversmith, you have the floor, sir.
Good morning, Honorable Chair and members of the RDC Committee. Can you hear me? This is Garrett Silversmith.
Yes, sir, we can hear you. Proceed.
Thank you again. Garrett Silversmith. Thank you very much for giving this time and providing this supporting information for this legislation. And thank you, Honorable Stewart, for sponsoring this legislation. In behalf of my division, Navajo Division of Transportation, we respectfully ask the Resources and Development Committee to favorably consider and approve the extension of these 43 projects to allow for additional time so staff and I and our other partners, federal, county, and state partners, many partners, even Navajo Nation officials, counties, community members, so we can give additional time to these projects. These projects are in various stages of progressing into actually beginning. These projects range from maintenance to new construction, low water crossings, subgrade preparation, drainage improvements, gravel laydown, soil stabilizer application, asphalt millings, paving, and construction of design of maintenance yards, lighting, street lighting. So large amounts of maintenance and new construction opportunities for the Navajo Nation. And each of these projects, each of these ones that we're requesting additional amount of time to complete, it takes an enormous amount of time. One project alone can take upwards of almost a year. That's on the least favorable case when these projects are stalled for some reason, but others, they can move efficiently and quickly through the system. And our managers, our project managers and engineers from our roads department under the managerial direction by Mr. Joe Peterman, they're doing the best that they can, and they work tirelessly at times to process these projects. So that's why this legislation is going before the honorable members of the RDC committee, so we can have additional time to properly and ensure the compliances and the various permits that are needed for each of these projects. Some of these projects are on BIA inventory routes, and they require federal guidelines and regulations that we need to comply by. Some of these are non-BIA routes, like Navajo Nation routes, and so. But we're moving along with these projects, and we've been very successful in prior years in completing these projects. So, in calendar year 2021, we want to get a number of these projects going by when the warm weather starts in April and May, and get as many as we can done this construction season. So, honorable members of the RDC, that's our request on behalf of the Navajo Division of Transportation for the extension of these deadline projects in the amount of $6,222,719.54. So, that's what I have, Chair. And so, thank you, members, again, to look at this favorably for approval on behalf of the Navajo Nation and Navajo Division of Transportation. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Silversmith. Honorable members of RDC would like to establish a motion for Amendment 1 to make corrections of the $6,222,719.15 is what's written in the legislation on page 1, line 15, we'll change that to $6,222,719.54. The amounts that'll change is 15 cents to 54 cents. I'd like to have a motion. Honorable members of RDC.
Motion, Stuart.
Second
Chair,
by
I'll second that. Chairman, I'll second that.
Honorable Vice Chair Walker. Honorable Stewart, is that the only place on the legislation that needs correction?
Shana, Chair, and RDC members, Shana Kilo and Shmajika. I guess what we can do to make sure that it's covered is any amount that reflects that 6,222,719.15 cents. Anywhere else it reflects that within the legislation, it changed that amount to the correct amount.
Okay, thank you. We'll do that. Any other questions or comments? Amendment 1? None? Honorable Freeland,
Chairman?
how do you vote? Honorable Vice Chair Walker, you have the floor.
Yes, just a question, just looking at the Navajo Nation agencies again. Although in being in Utah and Arizona and New Mexico, so the taxes, the fuel excise taxes, that's just one comment I want to make. New Mexico tax na yilako ish Arizona been on projects, and then vice versa. The Utah judo tax what what long time. What she Ashben has quite na educate auto so these are multiple projects, especially if they have certain issues that with these projects, delays or need to change project scope of work and so forth. So that sponsored all your agents, Mr. Silversmith and Mr. Blackhorse. So, about this case, I put Western D. I think at the Sweden. Baseball and legislative district. Agency though, trade bandik. So, late Ella Johnson. I would think that because some of the projects out of the Western Agency are not mentioned here, Joko, that they're doing okay, they're moving along as planned, on schedule. They don't have any needs to for revisit from the oversight committees to do various changes in their projects. My assumption, I'd just like a response to that. I guess a quick response, and of course I can call INDOT at some point and have a conversation. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Vice Chair Walker. Mr. Silversmith, your response, sir?
Good morning again. Good afternoon, Chair Nez, and thank you for that question, comment, Vice Chair Walker. So the comments that I wanted to share, just as a quick response to Mr. Walker's question and comment, is that taxes, fuel excise taxes that are derived from fuel pumps across fuel gas stations across the Navajo Nation certain amount is set aside for what we call fuel excise taxes. And this is prevalent throughout their entire reservation, Arizona, New Mexico, and Utah. And so these taxes are collected, and with these amounts, a certain amount is set aside toward road improvements and road construction for all 3 states. And so with our process, our long-range transportation plan, we have, it's our approach in our process to, as best as possible, to distribute these funds out as best as we can equally, so that all phases, all areas within our Navajo Nation receive some form of maintenance and construction dollars. Albeit sometimes it may appear that some of these funds aren't distributed equally. That's because of various stages of a certain project. It may be one certain project might be more in advanced stages of it. So, but that's the quick response to Vice Chair Walker's question and comment. Thank you, Chair Ness.
Thank you, Mr. Silversmith. Honorable members of RDC, we're on Amendment 1. Is there any comments or questions on Amendment 1? Honorable Daniels.
Mr. Chair, thank you very much. RDC members, I don't get that. So I don't know for the fish one. So I'm not going to keep it up. I don't flaggy. I don't know case that we follow. I don't flaggy for that. I go is should be asked at the for the $10 equal the whole done. This is one of them, but fuel excise later, if they have carbon later, a trouble about the father in our cost, 2.5 glass equal in the data, this will give $10 in 18 days. Then they said, I don't know on the data. Then I don't end that. They give them a bridge that I'm going to see that and nothing on the data. I go for the shit alcohol. The data. I leave the data. Just because it came on as item, the data to the city. I don't know the data. Chairman, I don't the chief. Navajo Mount. I don't know or Jet. Lisa Chapter.
Honorable Daniels, could you pause one moment, please? Just pause one moment. Ashwara, everybody that's on the RDC teleconference meeting today, please mute your phones. Ashwara bandan hosh concert na. Fashion your phone don't meet or set a wajan of easy to koro. Not to let Sharon and the Ashwara his phone meet or say. And staff, could you take people off the call that are not willing to mute their phones? Thank you. Honorable Daniels, you have the floor, sir.
Mr. Chair, I say a question and then I'll go down later. Michael Hanel, I just know question and then later. Not as on or jet to Adonana for the Utah chapters. The corner Adonana and rage or stop the later. Then down there on the radar, I should say. They'll get Daniel soda. I go and that's what I could on the radar. Then Tingo. I called in the radar on Son of the Naggy and the whole thing. I called quit it. The team and that's what I call. So I have a nasty code on the radar. The radar, shot to other than the radar. But that's the cargo and the radar. The radar, Tom Mount has sneaked on the radar. I don't think you are on the radar. I mix up charge. Then Tino that ego. I think naturally, I don't know a teeny. I think you really need attention on the radar, especially during the summertime. Saying that little that the one that little 80 years is all you did. On the radar. Luda he horse ego. Begin the hot, I think on that not on them to know. For they are done a very aside day and has all years ever. Within the project to go. So that he hospital for the 110 chapters. I don't know, but on the way chapters that are way out here, way that for example, not on auditorium, that camera, that how it's speak. Or that I think what I need on John Ball from about 5 kids or so AI fisheries. I don't know, put in all Canada with Utah chapters. I put on the data. Ishing as the same one county has it for the rate in all Canada last. I don't know the data based on the data. Navajo Revitalization Foundation. So AI a couple based on the rate of I don't cut on that make in all Canada now as Utah chapters has it for I don't that. I want to share the best for a Canada for a lake in a hole. I don't know the data. Navajo Nation Corona data at Hobart, in all Canada, Lagi, Corona data. Additionally, I would like to hotel and they Holland John Ball, the Kena Holland John Ball. So, but put up with this amendment to change there. The way 15 cents to 54 cents a year. The hotel issue could order. Issue in the amendment. I couldn't write the main motion. She had a banana to put up, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Thank you. Honorable Daniels.
Mr. Chair?
Yes, Ms.
Mr.
McGay.
Chair, besides the dollar amount amendment changes, we have a list of other areas that we need to include in that amendment so that we will have a correct document going forward. Can I read the document?
Yes, please.
The other changes that needs to occur is on page 1 of 3, line 17.